Hi guys, and welcome to Journey Through to the Centre of the Earth. This is activity 7, where we're going to look at what happens when two oceanic plates collide. Now, in the diagram that we've got here, we can see our two oceanic plates. We've got one on the left, as shown by the cursor going around in the circle, and then one on the right. And this is carrying with it a continental plate as well. Okay, so as we talked about earlier in the previous activities, there are four main things which happen when the two oceanic crusts meet. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is the lightest one of the two is actually going to slip underneath the heavier one, and as a result produce a subduction zone. Now, at the interface between these two plates, what we're going to get is a trench which is formed. Now, these trenches can be incredibly deep. As we said, there's the Marianas Trench, which goes down to about 7 kilometers. Now, you can see the drop-off that's going to occur between the seabed and actually the bottom of the trench. So, that could be anything up to 1 kilometer, if not more, depending on where this happens to occur. So we get a gradual drop off here and a huge drop off in this area here. So what will then happen next, number 3, will be that we will get the formation of underwater mountains and volcanoes, similar to what we got in the previous activity, although because we haven't got as much land mass, the result is they are going to be few and far between. But what we'll find is that gigantic volcanoes will be produced, and some of these volcanoes will be so big that they will be able to breach the water and as a result produce an atoll. And if you look around some of the Pacific rims, we've got plenty of atolls where people are inhabiting them now. For example, Hawaii is a good example, and some of the Fijian islands. Now, these will be extinct volcanoes, and some will be very small and some will be incredibly large. Now, these will be as a direct result of the plate that slipped underneath melting, the lava rising and entering out through the cracks within the mountains. So as you can see, we're going to get a variety of these different atolls being produced, and this pressure will build up, so eventually you may get these exploding. For example, Krakatoa was a good example of an atoll which exploded, and it was meant to be a huge explosion that was generated. Okay, so here what we can see is one of these underground volcanoes which has been generated, and this is just off the coast of Hawaii. And so you can see they're going to cool really quickly. You're probably not going to get as much of an eruption as we would see on the planet's surface, because it cools as it comes out. But even so, landslides may occur due to this eruption and these explosions. So they're still very active. Now, this was a newspaper article which was taken most recently on the 13th of September 2013, where they'd actually found one of these massive volcanoes, undersea volcanoes. And this volcano is meant to be the biggest in the world. And as you can see here, if you read through, it's massive. They reckon it formed 144 million years ago, covers 310,000 square kilometres, and basically is the same size as Britain and Ireland combined, and comes up to about 3.5 kilometres above the seafloor. So as you can see, this is a monster of a volcano, but it's only just been found. It seems weird really that we've only just found it, but the ocean is incredibly big. So hopefully that explains to you what will happen with when an ocean plate meets another ocean plate. You'll see that it's fairly similar to the previous activities, and all you need to do is basically try and remind yourself what normally happens. We get the lighter plate slipping under another, it melts, mountain formations can occur depending on the mass and the folding that's going to occur, and then the melted lava can actually come up through these mountains and generate a volcano. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.